East African integration and African liberation for almost the last 60 years. First of all, as a student activist, and then later on in other capacities. I'm happy to see that we are moving. This integration is about 3 words. It's about prosperity. How can we ensure the prosperity of our people through production of goods and services? If you produce a good or a service and you don't get enough market for it, you will not continue. We have seen some parts of the world, like for instance, Latin America. So therefore, the first word that we have been working on for the last 60 years is prosperity. How will you get prosperity for our people? Here in Uganda, the people were asleep. They were not producing much. They were engaged. They were in subsistence farming. They have woken up a bit, not totally woken up, but somehow woken up. And in the limited waking up, they have got a lot of surplus. Surplus sugar, surplus this, surplus maize, surplus bananas, even industrial products. So the issue of market is now very clear to them that there is no way you can get prosperity without a big market. So one solution to the market is the regional market of East Africa. And that's what the treaty is about. And I'm very grateful to His Excellency Arap Moi and His Excellency Hassan Mwinyi, because they are the ones who helped me to revive the community.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni right there emphasizing economic integration. Now in other news, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports Janet Museveni Kataha has released nurses and midwives December 2020 final semester examination results. Now out of these candidates, 5,689 were female and 2,694 were male. This cohort that should have sat for the examinations in June 2020 could not due to the COVID-19 lockdown. While releasing the results at a function held at State House in Entebbe, the First Lady Janet Museveni appealed to graduates to always remember that nursing is a calling, just as their anthem rightfully states. She urged the training institutions to inculcate nursing values into the trainees and train them to always remember that positive attitude, care and empathy towards a patient is medicine itself, because this gives comfort to the patients and provides the much needed psychological treatment in their poor health conditions. The minister commended the Ugandan Nurses and Midwives Examinations Board for successfully conducting and processing the results of the December 2020 semester examinations amidst the challenges imposed on the education sector by the COVID-19 pandemic. She commended the improved performance both at diploma and certificate levels compared to the previous year, and she said that the excellent academic performance should, however, be coupled with professional practice and nursing care of values. Mrs. Museveni thanked the Nurses and Midwives Board for developing additional examination-specific SOPs that ensured that even the few candidates who tested positive in 3 training institutions were supervised and managed in isolation centers without spreading the virus to other students. It is now my prayer that as we open for more students to return to the institutions, we continue to strictly observe the SOPs and keep our learners safe, she added. She requested hospitals with intern midwives and nurses to liaise with the Ministry of Health and come up with SOPs that will keep them safe.
830 final semester examination results. We had a total number of 8,000 383 candidates from 92 accredited nursing and midwifery training institutions who were presented for December 2020 UNIMEB final semester examinations.
Let me take this opportunity to congratulate the Uganda Nurses and Midwives Examinations Board on this occasion of releasing the December 2020 final semester examination results to the public. On behalf of the Ministry of Education and Sports, I commend the board for a job very well done. It is a well-known fact that nursing care providers are a critical cadre group whose services are in great demand in our country and globally. The present health situation with COVID-19 pandemic putting a lot of pressure on the health care systems makes this cadre of professional health workers even more important. The timely release of this batch of 80,000 qualified nurses, therefore, and midwives to support our healthcare system at this point in time is a great achievement for our country. And I thank the training institutions and UNIMEB for this accomplishment. I commend Uganda Nurses and Midwives Examinations Board for successfully conducting and processing results of December 2020 semester examinations. Amidst the many challenges imposed on the education sector by the COVID-19 pandemic. I note from the Executive Secretary's report that compared to the previous year, there has been an improvement in performance at both diploma and certificate levels by 8.3% and 3.4% respectively, which is good, and it is my prayer that this trend is maintained and improved further. However, I must also point out that the excellent academic performance should also be coupled with professional practice of nursing, care, and the values that include the soft skills. I urge the training institutions to inculcate these nursing values into trainees and train them to always remember that the positive attitude, the care, and empathy towards the patient is medicine in itself. This gives comfort to the patients and provides the much-needed psychosocial treatment in their poor health conditions. You must therefore focus on becoming ethical and exemplary nurses and midwives who are called by God to love and to serve. I wish you God's blessings as you respond to His call and embark on your professional practice.
Congratulations to the graduates, and that takes us to the next story. Now, the 5th Bishop of Mityana Diocese, Dr. James Bukomeko, has celebrated his first year in office. Bishop Dr. James Bukomeko was ordained the bishop in this diocese on the 2nd of February 2020, replacing Bishop Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugulu, now the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda. We had some more details on the story.
As they celebrate the first year since Bishop Dr. James Bukomeko was ordained a bishop. Mityana 5th Diocese, Dr. James Bukomeko was ordained a bishop at the height of COVID-19. The achievements by Dr. James Bukomeko as the diocese celebrates his first year in office include a 3-story building in Mityana town, a perimeter wall around the Bishop House, a 4-acre banana plantation, among others. The Minister for Information, Communication Technology, Judith Nabakoba, commended Bishop Dr. James Bukomeko for his tireless effort aimed at developing the diocese despite COVID-19 pandemic.
We see the beauty of the works of God and I want to thank the Bishop Tiana for the good work he has done in the last 1 year. Remember, he came during the period of COVID, but he did not even think about COVID. He went ahead to implement the COVID projects that have been started. And that's why when we are celebrating 1 year of having him around, we are also in position to have this building commissioned.
This was during the commissioning of a 3-story building for the diocese, with the perimeter wall for the bishop's house. Nabakoba commended Christians and the clergy in the diocese for supporting the bishop, which has enabled the establishment of income-generating projects. The function was climaxed with a colorful service led by Bishop Bukomeko, attended by a cross-section of Christians. He commended them for partnering with clergies to enable development.
With the Christians and friends from outside this diocese to raise funds over 380 millions to complete it. So I'm very grateful to those people who have been with me to make sure that we complete this project. Thank you so much.
Mityana Diocese was elevated to diocese, carved up Namirembe Diocese, with the late Yokana Mukasa as the first bishop, followed by Wilson Mutebi, Dr. Bukenya Cyprian, Dr. Stephen Samuel Kazimba Mugulu, and now Dr. James Bukomeko. Salome Kasibante, Compound.
In other news, the Minister of State for Works, Peter Lokeris, has completed a 2-day tour of the oil roads in the Albertine region, covering the districts of Masindi, Hoima and Bulisa. The tour was established to establish the access and progress so far achieved since the construction work commenced in the year 2018. We have details on this report.
And expected to be completed about 2 months.
The government committee set target to gas oil by 2020 to achieve target. The infrastructure such as road network, electricity, refinery and the pipeline must be in place. Accordingly, the government, together with the oil partners, identified critical roads to be upgraded. The Minister of State for Transport, Peter Lokeris, has for this reason been touring road networks in the area, beginning with Masindi Park and Tangi Para junctions. The 159-kilometer stretches to Makshon Falls also aims at boosting the tourism industry.
The government is the NRM, the government of Uganda, and him as a president, has forcibly said we must open up the country to facilitate trade. The thing is, this was doing many things. First of all, it's connecting our country, and at the same time, it is for tourism. You imagine what we saw from that area, where the road has extended up to the Makshon Falls, which is one of the wonders in the world.
The tour also attracted the Director of Roads and Bridges Development at Uganda National Roads Authority, Engineer Samuel Muhozi, and Engineer Alfred Ojik, who heads Road Development Department at UNRA.
So UNRA, as the body responsible for the road infrastructure, were tasked to make sure the priorities within the region are ready to deliver oil by 2020. That is part of a span of 2 years. These roads were selected partners, and we had help. One was from Chisanja to Para through to Bulisa. Another one was Hoima Bulisa one Sepo. Another one was this one we just visited now.
In another development, floods have ravaged Wanseka and Butiaba areas in Bulisa district, sweeping away some oil roads, submerging houses and displacing thousands. The minister also toured the affected areas to ascertain the damages and intervention.
Suffered a number of challenges, including COVID-19, because maintaining the
SOP, meaning that the contractor will not work under normal circumstances. Then also the rise in water level at Panseko and Gotiaba link. Because the contractor had to stop work.
Uphill to reduce on the risks caused by walking long distances in salt water. Diocese has started with the construction of 5,000 litres capacity water tanks, as these details share with us.
Tea has for some time been the third largest agricultural foreign exchange earner after coffee and cotton. However, tea has since been taken by other products, a situation exacerbated by stiff competition and a fall in tea prices on the world market. The general manager Mabali Tea Growers Factory, Onesimus Masco, says lack of management and competition between factories has downgraded the quality of the product.
We need, for example, to give farmers affordable fertilizers so that crop and we sell and we can pay good prices to these farmers, and then the industry will pick up.
Gregory Mugulu says selling is very difficult and emphasizes the quality of the product.
We need to improve on our quality. That's one thing for Uganda. And there have been challenges which have been affecting our quality in Uganda for a long time. The issue of tea policy regulation is very key.
Onesimus Masco wants government to support Mamali Growers Tea Factory, saying that although the factory was recapitalized with 20 billion shillings, its operations have been paralyzed by the negative COVID-19 pandemic.
The business is up and running, and we have rejuvenated production to capacity now, and we're exporting Vasa. We're in the country foreign exchange, and we are in an effort to uplift the standards and earn more and more for the benefit of farmers, employees, the community, and the economy as a whole.
Tea growers also want subsidies on tea fertilizers, saying they are too costly, which has frustrated some of them.
For subsidized inputs, if we can get fertilizer at a subsidized rate, we would be very grateful.
Tea is a perennial crop with a lifespan of about 99 years.
We grow tea from cuttings. We get cuttings from a mother bush, from a tea bush. We allow it to grow and it becomes a mother bush. So we get stems and introduce stems in a nursery where it stays into the den.
From 40% to 60%. Now our minimum standard.
Today tastes like a new tradition, like an old favorite. Tastes like all hands on deck and all eyes on the prize. Today tastes like a piece of the action, and it never tastes.
It's better to foster respect instead of fear and pain.
Cause a good school equals a better life.
Raising voices.
Between 200 and 350 million people live within or adjacent to forested areas around the world. Local communities are at the forefront of the symbiotic relationship between humans and forests, forest-dwelling wildlife species, and the ecosystem services they provide. This 3rd March 2021, Uganda will join the rest of the world to commemorate World Wildlife Day 2020 under the theme Forests and Livelihoods, as a way to highlight the central role of forests systems serve in sustaining the livelihoods of millions of people globally. Powered by Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, Uganda Wildlife Authority, and partners.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go.